Hello, and welcome to the Washington Live News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Before we get into the news, since this is the inaugural episode, I thought it would be best if I explain what this show exactly is. It is your one-stop shop for all the local news happening in Washington and Washington County. We'll be going live roughly about 3 p.m. every day and can be watched later on both on our YouTube and Facebook page. With that in mind, let's get into it. The Big Band Theory is set to perform on July 16th at the Washington Area Performing Arts and Events Center. It will be the first show without the group's founder and drummer, John Kessel, who passed away late February from esophageal cancer. Band member Randy Smith said, quote, "I think it'll be emotional. We're really trying to do what we always do, what John and I started the band to do, and that is getting people together for the love of playing. And I think that's how we're going to honor his legacy," end quote. It's what Kessel said he wanted in an interview he did before a December show. Quote, "I hope that it continues. It's kind of my legacy. I hope that people continue to get together to play and continue to have the joy of this whole experience," end quote. The concert is free, but Goodwill donations are welcome. Krista Kessel, his wife, said proceeds would go to the newly established John Kessel Legacy Music Education Fund, which will go to the Washington Music Boosters. As mentioned earlier, Big Band Theory will be performing Saturday, July 16th at the Washington Area Performing Arts and Events Center at the high school. Police in Washington said they received fewer calls for fireworks this 4th of July season. Washington Police Chief Jim Lester said this year's July 4th weekend brought 23 calls for service related to complaints over fireworks. For comparison, the city responded to 38 violation complaints for the week of June 29th to July 6th in 2021. Lester said that he was hopeful that the trend reflected rising awareness of the ordinance, but couldn't be sure if that was the cause. Quote, "It's only the second year of the ordinance. I don't know if it's just because people didn't call in. I think we had less people using them, which is smart. It's safer," end quote. Police Chief Jim Lester is referring to the city ordinance that prohibits the use of fireworks within city limits of Washington. The Rotary Club of Washington held its annual awards dinner on June 30th, 2022 at Lebowski's Rockin' Bowl. Award recipients include Dean Garrett, who was awarded the Bill Sittler Rotary Community Service Award. John Prochaska won the John Prochaska Rotary Service Award. Greta Roth and Grant Zabowski were both awarded Rotary Scholarships. Terry Engelken was awarded Rotarian of the Year, and Bob Kennedy received the Special Rotary District 6000 recognition for 56-year member. Outgoing President Brett Pearson passed the gavel to incoming President Rebecca Patterson. Rotary Club meets at the Community Y from noon to 1 p.m. on Thursdays. 21 4-H'ers and 7 Clover kids participated in the Washington County clothing event on Sunday, July 10th at the Washington County Extension Office. 4-H members have the option of 3 categories to participate in: a $15 challenge, a clothing selection, or fashion review. In the $15 challenge category, 4-H'ers shopped for secondhand items totaling $15 or less, and that is excluding accessories, undergarments, or shoes. The clothing selection category is purchased clothing, and fashion review category is a constructed outfit. In the senior $15 challenge, Taylor Garman of the 76 Progressives and Zoe Fisher of the Lime Creek Limelights were chosen to represent Washington County at the Iowa State Fair. In the senior clothing selection division, Zoe Fisher and Taylor Garman were selected for the Iowa State Fair. Delaney Garrott was selected as the State Fair alternate. In the senior fashion review, Isadora Good of Kelowna Classics was selected for the Iowa State Fair. The State Fair wardrobe clothing event will be held on Thursday, August 11th. In the intermediate $15 challenge division, Charlotte Siren received a purple, Ava Griner received a lavender, and Brock Lowenberg and Paige Maliki received blues. In the intermediate clothing selection division, Ava Griner received a purple, and Addison Garrott and Grace Conger received lavenders. In the junior $15 challenge division, Morgan Broody received a purple, and Marley Griner, Emma Griner, and Hayden Norman received lavenders. Receiving blues were Emma Keel, Grace Taylor, Ruby Lowenberg, Piper Maliki, Meredith Campbell, Michaela Plank, and Adlai Merrick. In the junior clothing selection category, Emma Griner received a purple, Marley Griner and Morgan Broody received lavenders, and Emma Keel and Hayden Norman received blues. A style review for the public will be held at the Washington County Fair on Monday, July 18th, in combination with the Share the Fun event and several educational presentations at the Washington Community Center with 4-H members and Clover Kids participating together. Sticking with the 4-Hers, the Washington County 4-Hers will participate in Communications Night on Wednesday, July 13th in Dallmeyer Hall at the fairgrounds. All Washington County 4-Hers are eligible to participate in educational presentations. Senior age 4-Hers may also participate in extemporaneous speaking, which makes it sound like I need to take this. These project areas are one of many that help develop 4-Hers communication skills by preparing a message, creating visuals, and then delivering the presentation to an audience. Communications Night is open to the public to come and listen, learn about a wide variety of topics, and applaud the youth of the community and their communications goals. The public is welcome to come and enjoy from 2 to 8 p.m. Out of Des Moines, last month's worth of crop progress reports from the U.S. Department of Agriculture Upper Midwest Regional Office showed slight lag compared to 2021, despite favorable fieldwork conditions in the back half of June. According to the most recent July 5th report, corn began silking at 2%, 3 days behind last year and 4 days behind average. While 13% of soybeans were blooming, 9 days behind last year and 4 days behind average. 91% of the oat crop was headed or beyond, coming in 1 day behind last year, while 23% of the state's oats were turning color, 6 days behind last year. Precipitation also showed statewide delays according to the July 5th crop progress report. Prices for crops continue to climb according to a June 30th USDA report. Average prices received by farmers in May 2022 were $7.34 for a bushel of corn, $15.90 for a bushel of soybeans, and $172 a ton of hay. The numbers are 22 cents, 50 cents, and $9 above April prices, respectively, and all much further above the 2021 prices. Grain stocks paint a different picture. Another USDA report said corn stored in all positions in Iowa was down 1% from last year as of June 1st, but soybeans, totaling 207 million bushels, were up 52% from last year. 52% isn't way out of the ordinary, USDA statistician Doug DeCock said. We've had increases in the past, so it's higher than normal, but it's not abnormally so. Susan Cowles, another USDA statistician, said the change was likely a result of the increased production, rebounding from the year prior when stocks were down 51% from 2020. The state logged 23 million hogs and pigs on Iowa farms as of June 1st, leaving inventory down by 100,000 from the previous quarter and 3% from last year. The July 5th crop progress report suggested weather wasn't helping things either, saying livestock were showing some stress due to the heat and the humidity. The numbers roughly match nationwide trends, which at 72.5 million head were down 1% from June 1st, 2021 to 2022. It is now time for some obituaries. Ronald Carl Bonner of Jefferson City, Missouri, passed away on Thursday, July 7th at the age of 74. Funeral services will be held on Saturday, July 16th at 11 a.m. at Grace Lutheran Church in Versailles, Missouri. Kidwell Garber Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Judith Ann Eddy of Fairfield passed away on Monday, July 4th at the age of 74. Judith is survived by her brother Kermit Leppert, 2 sisters, Catherine Deutsch and Janet Langen, 2 children, Jackie Whitting and Jason Kelly, 5 grandchildren, and many nieces and nephews. A celebration of life gathering will be held at a later date. Maggie Merritt of Fairfield passed away on Wednesday, July 6th at the age of 81. Maggie is survived by her longtime partner, Richard Dickey Bird Meinart, and many nieces and nephews. Private interment will be held at a later date at Batavia Cemetery. Benner Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Ronald Eugene Johnson of Fairfield passed away on Saturday, July 9th at the age of 70. Ron is survived by his daughters, Jennifer Hastings and Terry Von Duren, his mother, Joanne Johnson, 2 brothers, Michael Johnson and David Johnson, and 4 grandchildren. There will not be any services at this time. Benner Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. If you're interested in reading the full obituaries, you can pick up a copy of the Southeast Iowa Union or go to southeastiowaunion.com. As always, our thoughts and our prayers are with the loved ones. After a short break, we'll be back with both the weather and sports. Welcome back to the Washington Live News Break. It is time for the weather. It is currently 86 degrees, but feels like 93 degrees out. The clouds will remain for the rest of the day, but will clear off at night when it will drop down to 64 degrees. Tomorrow, it will also be sunny with a high of 86. The UV index will be high, so if you're spending time outside, make sure you are prepared. At night, skies will remain clear and it will drop down to 61 degrees. Now let's move into sports. The second-ranked team in Class 3A proved to be too much for the Washington baseball team Friday night. Number 2 Assumption, the top-seeded team in Class 3A Substate 5, took out Washington 10-0 in 6 innings. Assumption senior Noah Mack hit a grand slam in the first inning, one of 2 night homers of the day, which put them ahead early, where they remained. Washington was able to get just 4 hits on the day. Ethan Patterson had 2 singles, while Cole Williams and Lucas Kroll each had 1 as well. Washington ends their season at 6-21. Things fared better up north in Wellman. The Mid-Prairie baseball team left no doubt on Saturday night. The Golden Hawks showed out with a 15-3 win over Van Buren County in just 5 innings. That punches their ticket to the Class 2A Sub-State final and ending the Warriors' postseason run in the process. Mid-Prairie scored in bunches. The Golden Hawks put up 2 runs in the first, 6 in the second, 1 in the third, and 6 more in the fourth. They led 15-1 before a 2-run Van Buren County 5th inning, but the Warriors could do no more to extend the game. Sophomore Carson Grout had himself a game for the Golden Hawks. Grout went 3 for 3 with the second inning grand slam, a double, 6 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base, and one of the most impressive postseason performances of the year. Alex Bean was 3 for 4 with an RBI. Dylan Henry went 2 for 4 with an RBI, and both Brock Harland and Tyler Helmuth knocked in 2 runs apiece. Colin Miller struck out 7 batters over 4 innings to earn himself the win. Van Buren County came into the game red hot, scoring 24 runs over their last 2 games to knock off West Burlington and top-seeded Mediapolis. The Warriors ended their season with a 12-6 record. Mid-Prairie, who is 17-10, will take on number 6 West Marshall, who is 28-8 in the Sub-State Championship on Tuesday. That game will be held in Solon at 7 p.m. In Riverside, the Highland baseball team gave it their all they had in the fierce 6-inning rally on Saturday night, but the Huskies were done in by a couple late Linfield Sully runs in a 10-8 loss. Highland had rallied back from an 8-3 deficit by scoring 5 in the bottom of the 6th. Trevor McFarland's clutch RBI double to left field had the Huskies tied 8-8. Linville Sully, however, has just enough left in the tank. The Hawks wiggled out of more trouble in the 6th and put a pair of runs in the 7th. Highland's final at-bat went by quietly and the Huskies were eliminated. McFarland finished the game 1 for 3 with a double and 3 RBIs. Bretton Bonebreak was 3 for 3 with a triple and 2 RBIs. Connor Grindstead was 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Ethan Paisley knocked 1 run in and Luke Miller scored twice. Highland finished the season 22-4. It was the Huskies' best record since 2008. The Huskies had to say goodbye to a large group of seniors. 7 of the Huskies' 11 players from Saturday will be playing in their last high school game. Well, that's the news in Washington County. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.